Hello, hello. Hi. Hi there. Welcome. Hi, let's talk tarot. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday. Does it feel like a Monday? I don't know. Maybe a little bit, right? Let's go ahead and keep tapping the screen. Thank you, Desiree. Oh, thank you. Girly26. Hi. Sorry I didn't get your message till this morning. I was at a family party, so I was out and about and just wasn't really near my phone. But my hair and it is hot by me today. I'm sure it's hot by you guys too. It is humid, but I really wanted to take the next 45 minutes and talk about tarot. And just oh, he's doing okay though. Woo! That's awesome. That is awesome. That's really great. Hey, Jules. Thank you. Kevin says hi. Hi, Kevin. Hi. So I'll answer some questions as well, but I really wanted to deep dive in, taking advantage of some of these lies and giving some kind of free information, stuff that you'd experience if you take a class or spiritual coaching. But that's why I have the title, Let's Talk About Tarot. Okay. So just so you guys know, when I started my journey in reading, I really didn't realize that I was naturally channeling behind the chair when I did hair and when I hate burn and when I would do cards. But I did start out as a tarot reader. That's where I started. I started off as doing cards and I would go to bars and it's exactly what I would do. I would sit there, I would be the tarot girl in the corner of the bar and I would start reading. I started doing it on my clients and little by little, with the right mentorship, with the right people that I worked hand in hand with, thank you, Sandra. I realized, oh, I've been channeling this whole time. Okay, so hi, Tenzin. I just want to let you guys know that, tarot, tarot and clear senses are going to go hand in hand. Okay, so I do want to say that. And you will naturally channel. Some people don't realize that they're channeling when they do tarot cards. Okay. I will be answering questions for you guys. But at least get me to a good like 3,000. But this is going to be more so for anyone this live is going to be for anyone that's really interested in deep diving in tarot. What does it feel like? How do we do spreads? Along the way, I'll probably use some of your questions as an example. Okay. So don't think I'm not going to be answering questions, but I really want this to be more of an open class or open platform for those that are really wanting to get acquainted to their gifts a little bit. Maybe they want to start doing tarot. They just don't know how to start. Girl, I think I met the man you told me about. Okay. I see you. This is preliminary. Remember, when you meet anyone during a Mercury retrograde, it's preliminary, but not saying that it's not, okay? Not to be the Debbie Downer. So anybody have any questions on tarot specifically that they're looking into getting into card readings? They don't know where to start. I also have decks up in my TikTok shop if you guys want to look at. But either way, you guys can go ahead and submit your questions. I'll probably use the cards. And this is what I would used to do. I would go off of questions and I would channel the questions. So if you guys want to go ahead and submit some questions, we'll go ahead and do it that way. Ooh, and anytime, what spread can I use when reading for myself? I get confused. Maybe it's my ego. Tina, that's a great question. When you're reading for yourself, what I always tell my students to do, I want to say hi. The salon one. Oh, hey, everyone here. Hold on. If you guys see Francesca, why can't I pin this comment? If you guys see, I don't know why I can't pin anymore. This is so filtered black key. The live things changed. So if you guys see Francesca here, right here on the bottom, you guys go follow Francesca. Her and her siblings are doing the cutest. I have to pause on that question, Tina. I'm going to get back to you. So her siblings are doing a race to see who could get 1,000 followers before so they could all go live. And it's just really funny to watch. But you guys do Francesca a solid. Just follow her and pass her information along, just because now I feel like I'm committed to the competition, and there's no bias against the siblings, but you kind of like can't help but root for the one that's like, she's busting ass and creating all this content. So if you guys could go and drop some likes and a follow and support her her mission. And Francesca, I most likely will be coming in at some point, get my hair cut, usually like every 4 to 6 months. I'm gonna need some layers put into this. So, you know, you could take care of me in a different way, but you guys, for real, she's been busting ass. She's a salon owner, a mother, and trying to get her content out there in a TikTok page. So, oh, Tenzin, thank you. So I'm gonna go back to, so go ahead, follow Francesca over here. I'm gonna go back to Tina's question. When we're doing spreads for ourselves, that's a great question. What I like to do is a card for myself and a card for the collective, and I'll tell you why. And this is what I teach my students. I always say do a card for the collective just so you can make sure that what you're feeling and picking up on might be bigger than you. Because sometimes when we are open, right, our vessel or portal so open, we don't know what's our energy and we don't know what's the collective's energy. So what I would say, okay, I'm going to call in my spirit team. What do I need to know? I always do a daily pull. Back in the day, and what I tell my mentees is to get a journal and do a daily pull for you and a daily pull for the collective. Start with one card. So I'm going to ask my cards for myself. What is something that, Spirit, what do you want me to focus on today? What do you want me to look at? What do you want me to pay attention to? Okay. And I got the Lover's card. All right. So that would be my card. Okay, great. So now I've pulled one Lover's card. For me, that's my energy. Now I'm going to kind of clear the energy and I'm going to ask my cards, hey, cards or spirits, what do you want me to know about the collective? What should I keep in mind for my clients? What should I keep in mind for collective energy? Okay. What should I keep in mind for collective energy? And I usually go off of the card that pops out. Ooh, and this one popped out. So I got the Page of Wands. So now I'm looking at the two. I'm represented as the Lovers and the collective is represented the Page of Wands. I want more information. I'm not happy with just this one card. So I'm going to go in and say, can I have clarifications on why you want me to focus on the Lovers card? What does that mean for me today? Okay. And they get the Emperor. And then I got the Temperance card that fell out with it. Okay. All right. So that's coming together as a message for me. You could also ask and read it as past, present, future, if that's what you want. So that to me seems like the Lover's card, the Emperor card, and Temperance. It's saying be patient with my love life. The Emperor feels like there's some ego attached to it, right? Regardless of its mind or the person I was seeing, right? So that actually, I'll be honest with you, that tracks for me personally because I am, whether it's broken up or separate, I don't know what it is, but with my romantic relationships, I would say that tracks for me. But I want to know more about the collective energy. So the Page of Wands right now, okay? Page of Wands, oh. And then I get the Judgment, which also tracks for collective energy, especially if you follow astrology. Judgment is a renewal period. And the Page of Wands feels a little bit like, to me, that seems like there's an immaturity. There's a block, maturity-wise or emotional. Like it feels like people are growing up collectively and spiritually. That's kind of what that energy gives. But I want to get a third one in here, okay? Woo! And then I got, which is crazy, I got the Six of Cups for the collective. So we get the Page of Wands, we get the Judgment card, and we get the Six of Cups. So when you read tarot, you read the energy as much as you read the meaning of the card. And you start to pull together a storyline that makes sense, right? Because I pulled these three cards for the collective, the Page of Wands, the Judgment, and the Six of Cups. To me, the Six of Cups is, you know, something and someone from your past coming back. And what are we in right now? We are in a Mercury retrograde, right? So what this is saying to me for the collective is that there's going to be a lot of lessons because of the judgment and renewal, a lot of things that are going to be coming back from your past that may be lacking a maturity or they haven't changed, right? But there's a renewal period to pay attention to. And these are things from your past that are coming in. So to me, that means that means more symbolic, not to the person themselves coming back, but the lesson attached. Because of that, Judgment card right in the middle. So that's kind of how I would read that, okay? So that's how I would read for myself. And Tina, I would love to thank you for asking that. It's a great question, because you could keep going. Let's say I'm gonna go pivot back to my own reading for the day, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, what else are you trying to tell me? Is this his ego or is this my ego? So whenever you have a card that you need clarification, like I want clarification on the Emperor. What is that? What is that? The ego, is that him himself, the masculine I'm attached to? Why are you guys telling who's the Emperor? Okay. And who's the, I'm sorry, I get the Justice card. So you guys, I'm laughing because I have a Facebook group called the Intuitive Minds. And if you guys take any of my classes, I naturally put you in that group. And this is where we do workshops and we do classes and we all have this little community. And I pulled the Justice card today for the collective. And I pulled the Justice card again for myself today. So that to me seems like justice is served. So whatever egos attached to this outcome of the situation, justice will be served. Okay, so that's an example of how you want to go ahead and give readings for yourself. Tina, if you're still on, do you have any questions? Or do you guys have any questions when we're dealing with card pulls for ourselves opposed to the collective? Because it is really important to make sure that you pull for the collective, so you make sure that what is yours and what is theirs, right? Now, I will say sometimes we can over pull cards for ourselves and it can get a little confusing. So I would say be mindful. You're welcome, Tina. When it comes to pulling cards for yourself, you could do one a day to set the tone, you know, or to recap. So one in the morning to set the tone, one in the evening to recap. That's great. But if you're going to do a full spread on yourself, be careful, because what's going to happen is the cards are going to pick up the energy, and the energy of the situation is constantly changing. Well, guess what? Those cards are constantly changing with it. So sometimes it's like too much is a good thing, right? If you get too much information. Pam, will my relationship with Chris get better? His mom moved in. It will get better. He is just very focused on his mother. And I know that's really hard because he's like tunnel vision right now, but you two will come back together, okay? Anyone else have any questions as far as tarot readings, tarot cards, decks, how to pick out your deck, what spreads to do, how to get started in tarot, where do we go? Is it echoing for anybody else? You're welcome, Pam. Belinda, is Carlos' romantic feelings towards me truthful? I get a yes on that. How do you understand what each card means? Hi, Ashley. I hope that you reached out to her. How are you feeling, honey? So that's a great question. So I will be teaching a separate class on tarot and the meanings. So every tarot deck that you purchase, okay, even if it's an oracle deck, like this is an example of an oracle deck, will always come with a booklet that will give you a description of what they mean in general and what they mean when they're reversed. So sometimes you can pull, you know, a card and it's upside down. So it will give you meaning. So they always have a booklet. I always recommend when you're learning tarot, do it in stages. So take all of the cups and study the cups for a week or two. And take all of the hearts and study the hearts for a week or two. Every deck is kind of the same. Sometimes you'll see the actual symbol change a little bit. Like the world card can look different in different decks. The cups can be represented as something else, but usually they all kind of, if I would start with a Rider-Waite, this is a traditional Rider-Waite to kind of learn the basics. But I always challenge my students to also look at the card. Okay, so let's say you don't know tarot. Okay, I'm gonna go into this with you guys really quickly. Um, I'm gonna pull out a card. So this is the Two of Wands. Without knowing the deck, I want you guys to just pause and look at this card, Two of Wands. Here's the Two of Wands. Look at the man, look at the background, look at the scenery. Tap into it intuitively. How are you feeling? What is coming to you naturally? Like, tap into your clear senses. Some people actually are more clairaudient or clairvoyant than they think they are, and we can fixate on memorizing what each card means, and then we stop actually looking and tuning in to the card and what it feels like. Right, exactly. Looks like he's thinking, Mama Gabby, spot on. Looking and seeing what the future can possibly hold. Feels like the world is in his. Exactly. That is exactly what this card, you guys, that is exactly what this card means. That's making a decision. You have options here, and you're pondering, right? You're pondering. You have options, right? You can go either way. Exactly. And when you're doing a reading for someone and this comes up, you could say two. That could be a timeline, 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 months, right? That could be an angel number, two. I get a two. I'm gonna keep seeing the two. You can look for sequences in readings as well. Sometimes I'll do a reading for someone back in the day when I would do tarot, and I would get nothing but six of cups, 6 of wands, like all these sixes. And I was like, oh, there's something symbolic about 6. They could be a Gemini, it could be the timeline. Okay. So that was wonderful. Excellent. Excellent. And when we don't, sometimes when we're learning, especially learning spiritual practices and modalities, we can intellectualize the process a little bit too much. But remember, anything spiritual has to be felt in the body and led by intuition. All right. So you guys nailed that. That is so impressive. Beyond impressive. Okay. So these are all really good. So let's look at this one. This is one of my, oddly, I love this card in the deck. Yeah. Now here is what we call the Four of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite. This is a very big, this is a good beginner deck. So here is the Four of Cups. Now let's look at this. Hey, Joanna. Jade, I got a yes on that, honey. Here is the Four of Cups. What do you guys feel when you see this card? Without knowing the deck, could think and feel, interpret differently. How do you feel about me, vice versa? Okay. Is that when you don't see opportunities brought to you because focusing on others? Okay. I love that. An opportunity and an offer. I love that. Not seeing what's in front of you yet. See? I feel that it's focused on things in front. And yes. Yes. Second guessing myself. Trying to give you the sign. Yes. Yes. Arms crossed, not looking. Yes. You guys see how easy that was for you guys? You just tapped right in. He has three, he has 3 full glasses and then 1 empty one in the back. And Spirit's like, hey, listen, exactly, stubborn. Stubborn. I read this card as being stubborn. Exactly. Right? So let's say this is a reading for someone and we go, okay, you in your feels, this is victim energy in my opinion. This is you're having a goddamn pity party and the Spirit's all like, bitch, look behind you. I got you. Okay. So let's say this is someone's reading out there and this is how they start with the 4 of Cups. That's already set the tone, right? Oh, I love it, Fern. I have a bunch more decks on my TikTok shop. If you guys just want to go ahead and take a look at those just for reference, you don't need to purchase from me. You guys, I got another one. Okay. All right. Now I get the 8. You guys, this person is heavy in the victim energy. Heavy. We get the 8 of Cups here. So now we're in a sequence of 4 and then we get an 8. Now look at this card. What does it feel? Jade, a lot of people, that's why it helps to pull for other people. Now this screams more stubborn. Okay. Walking away for someone or something. Absolutely. Absolutely. Turning its back on something, right? Now look at the imagery. Look at where the moon's at, right? He's venturing off. Yep. Looks like me when I go to Oh, this is so tense, and that's so funny. It feels dark to you, Joanna. Empty, lost, walking away. Yes. A lot of people interpret this card two different ways. Defeat. I've heard defeat a lot of the times. Truly. This is someone that is walking away, given up, thrown in the towel. But this is also a positive that you're starting a new adventure. You know, sometimes you just got to walk away and leave something behind. It could mean that he feels a certain way both day and night. Okay, I could see that with the moon, right? Maybe that's confirmation, especially with the moon, right? The moon in this card means just as much as the cups do. All right. But I get the feeling defeat, like walking away, turning your back on something. So let's say this is someone's reading. They got spirits being like, hey, come with me, kid. I got your back. All right. And then they finally, maybe that means that you're going to be walking away from something, right? So maybe they're saying, listen, you need to walk away from this in order to get something. But let's pull another card. So you'll have to use your intuition to know if it's positive or negative. You will use your intuition to know if it's positive or negative. As well, if you're reading for someone, you'll be connecting to their energy and their spirit team as well. So that will also set the tone, okay, for that reading. But because we've only done two, let's continue, right? So let's see what else, spirit, what else for this person? And maybe I'm picking up someone's energy on this light. I don't know, okay? This is a class on tarot, correct? So let's go ahead and pull another card. Let's see why this person, bam, this card. This is this card 9. This is a 9 of cups, okay? So we had this is crazy. This is so, I think everyone needs this message, including myself, okay? So we started the reading with the 4 of cups, okay? Followed by the 8 of cups, followed by the 9 of cups. Yes, new opportunities, okay? What else do we see in this card? Not focusing on options, turning your back on options. Okay. Okay. What else do you see in this? Now, here's this person. I would say that he looks pretty damn jolly. Balanced. I agree with balance, right? The way he's sitting, he's like, I got my shit together. He's sitting there all content. Absolutely. I'm going to be pausing on personal questions because this is a talk tarot and an educational live for today. If I can get back on later, I will. Or maybe reaping the benefits. I like the reaping the benefits. World at his feet. Absolutely. And this is, you guys, I don't know if you are actually have taught or, have learned tarot or picked up a tarot, but this is amazing that this is what you guys are picking up just out of your intuition and just off the imagery of the card, okay? I'm going to throw a curveball and get my sex tarot out to see what you guys feel from those too, because that will throw you off. So with the 9 of cups, that means fulfillment. Now we're looking at numerology here. 9 is before 10. 9 is before completion. 10 is completion, right? So this is where you got to get all your ducks lined up in a row before you can hit the 10, before you can get completion. So this is inner completion. I get this card a lot, or I used to get this card a lot for people that needed to get their shit together before they even were to meet or want love or get that. Like the spirit would tell them, hey, listen, you got to get your shit together. So let's go backwards now, okay? We got the 4. This is someone in victim energy. Spirit's like, hey, listen, wake the fuck up. We're trying to help you take this cup. You're not looking at what you have. You're looking at what you don't have, and you're being a pity party, okay? Now this person's finally waking up, realizing I got to let go. I got to walk away from the bullshit, from the trauma, because I ain't got time for this. I need to go on a journey. And the journey is self-discovery, is self-fulfillment. It's the 9. It's to the part of before you get completion, right? So this person is having to venture off and go on their own journey and walk away from some things in order to fulfill their own needs, okay? So that is a big deal. That is transformation. So if this is someone really getting a reading, I got the Chariot. Oh God, I can't even. I get the Chariot card. All right, so let's look at the Chariot card. Let's really look at the Chariot card, okay? So what does that mean after this person knows that they have to walk away from the bullshit to build their own life, right? And now they have to focus on their own needs. Exactly. Movement, the Chariot. Now, for example, this is a major arcana. Major arcanas do exactly celebration. A major arcana does not change. When you guys do a tarot spread and you get something like this, the major arcana, does not change in the reading. Everything else in the minor arcana, this is technically considered a minor arcana card. This can change off of free will, but I'll be damned. This person's going to get to this movement, this happy, rejoiceful moving forward. I'm glad you noticed the yin and the yang and the white and the black. That is balance. Beetlejuice, you're on the money. That's why I love this card, because there's so much detail in it, okay? So regardless of how this person ends up getting there, they're going to get there. They're going to get there full speed ahead. They're going to get there. And on the bottom of the deck, I also have the Sun card, another major arcana. This is not going to change for this person. They're going to get successful, okay? The Chariot is positive movement forward. It's balance. It's celebration. All of the things that you guys are saying, all of it, okay? Similar to the Justice card too, with the black and white, absolutely. And the High Priestess card, right? So underneath that card was the Sun card. So that's wish fulfillment. We're also in Leo season, right? You also can look at the Sun card as your astrological placement. You can look at that as a timeline, but to me, this person is excuse my French, this person is unfucking themselves, okay? And they're going to get everything that they want by choosing them first, and then the rest will follow. Okay, so that's kind of Leo season. Okay, girl, that is more of an example. Can you also be pregnancy depending on the read? You know, if you're asking specifically to the cards, hey, you know, when is this person going to get pregnant, or is this pregnancy? The Sun can be something represented as pregnancy. Now I'm going to go a little bit G-rated. So if there's anyone 18 or younger, I apologize. So here is my sexual magic tarot. Okay. This is the same concept, the tarot. Now we're going to look at the imagery because it's a little nasty. Now, this is a nasty, dirty card. This is nasty, okay? Now, this is something I would pull out my romance angels if I'm doing a love reading. And I would actually, if I was doing an R-rated one, I would pull out this deck, all right? But again, this is, okay, let's look at this. This is the Justice card in the sexual tarot deck. Look at her. First of all, every one of my women on my lives that's grieving a dead-end relationship, y'all should be looking like her. Analyze this card. Look at her body language, her dress, what she ain't bothered. She has a sword in her hand with a snake. I know, why am I keep pulling the Justice card for real? I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that. That's actually crazy. Do you guys see this? So even though the Justice card in the traditional tarot, she is the shit. Absolutely. Yes. Look at her. I love that energy. I feel like I'm becoming that one. Absolutely. So this is what the Justice card would look like in this. But let's get into, oh God. Oh God. Oh, y'all. I'm sorry. The Nine of Pentacles. Just look at, what? Look at the Nine of Pentacles. Look at the Nine of, remember, 9 is before completion. Look at the Nine of Pentacles. TikTok is gonna for sure flag me. But look at the Nine of Pentacles. Look at that guy. Look at y'all. Be careful, because sometimes TikTok don't allow you to show some cards. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but that's okay. Let's just keep this class moving because it's too much fun. She wants to expose herself is what I'm getting. Okay, good. What else do you guys get from the Nine of Pentacles? I love that, flowing with richness. Okay, she's surprised and she knows it. All right. Okay, what else do you feel from this card? Pentacles is also representative of money, I'll be honest, what I get from this is that guy, when you take someone's hair, you can do a spell when you take someone's hair. And to me, he is, okay, he's taking her hair. I don't know if I get obsessed. I get that she is not in a good relationship. That guy is taking her hair. That's her essence. Cutting her hair. And she looks knocked out. She looks like she's been date raped, y'all. What are you doing with that? What kind of a spell are you doing with that lock of hair? Exactly. Asking for, he's taking, yes. And in the Nine of Pentacles, right? Exactly. This is, I actually have this in my TikTok shop. It's the Sexual Magic Tarot. So that to me is someone that this man is trying to, when she's unconscious, taking her hair so he can do a binding spell. Look at that. Look at that. That is wild to me. Wild. Exactly. Now, Nine of Swords. We all know what a Nine of Swords. We know the swords are like swords, what they represent, right? Now, the Nine of Swords is in the traditional deck is represented with, being trapped by anxiety, being trapped in general. All right, being trapped. Now, this person, in my opinion, look at that. The Nine of Swords, how they've represented it in this. All right, you've got the sword and the black cat by her, so she's intuitively, spiritually protected, but she's kind of got the devil on her back. Interesting, right? What does that card feel like to you guys? Giving into temptation. I would agree. I would agree. Yep, he's leeching on her. Exactly. Okay. And she don't seem that mad at it yet. Exactly. And what do you guys feel when you look at the black cat and the position of the black cat? What do you feel with the black cat there? Bad energy. So you guys get bad energy from the black cat. I get more protective, like, okay, my owner's being ratchet right now, but I'm going to sit here on the sidelines, kind of like that ride or die friend that it knows that the friend is up to no good, but it's just going to let the friend do what they need to do. But I like the cat there. I actually like the cat because I feel like the cat is just, I do too. The cat is just letting, Let's do a following card. Okay, let's do a following card here. I'm just going to blindly pick one. Ooh. The black cat gets a bad, but a black cat I feel like is like, I'm just going to let you do your thing, but I'm going to, kind of feels like annoyed by her, like, this again, but I'll be here for backup if you need me. So the follow-up card is the Page of Pentacles. Oh! This speaks, remember oh my God. Yo, I'm sorry, this speaks for itself. You got that red love spell going on with the candle underneath? I'm sorry. This card's twisted. And notice the pentacles are all about men taking control, right? That's the Nine of Pentacles, and this is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, I would say in this tarot deck, it's safe to say these men show up like narcissists. What is going on right here? Okay, this one's taking the hair to do a love spell. This one's date raping. What? Yes. Isn't that crazy? Now think about that in Pentacles. Even though the Pentacles in a traditional tarot deck represents money, money can be looked at as the root of all evil. So then you can go real deep with analyzing this stuff. Right. Because the Page of Pentacles, to me, always represents someone that's a little, I always look at pages as fools, foolish energy, immature energy. He's forcing her to do stuff she doesn't want to do. Exactly. And I feel like the pages can always be manipulative in any of the decks. Some of them are like sweet and like naive. Some of them are like emotionally mature and manipulative. But I never trust a page in a deck ever. If it shows up in a love reading for someone, I'm like, oh, they have work to do. Mind control. Exactly. That is real crazy. Yeah. Okay. The Four of Wands. This is wild. The Four of Wands is usually, you know, celebration. Let me show you the Four of Wands in the traditional deck because I just saw it in here. Okay. They used to be marriage card. Yeah. The Four of Wands is, here's the traditional Four of Wands, all right, in the Rider-Waite. Right? So let's look at this in the traditional. What is this? I love this card too. Okay, look at that. Happy. Right. And you also get the 1111, right? So sometimes this could be twin flame or soulmate, right? Union, celebration, marriage, correct? Yeah. It's a beautiful card. This is one of my favorite cards as well. Okay. Now in the Sexual Magic Tarot, I would say they're celebrating. Ain't no one looking mad in this. Not at all. Right? They're out there living their best life, swinging on a swing with the little flames right there. Right? Like that to me seems like one happy couple that is being playful, right? At least they did a home run. Twin flames, union, yeah. Because look at his face and her face. They genuinely look like they're living their best life. Big time. But isn't that interesting how the two different decks can look a different way? But kind of give out the same energy. One night stand is an option. Now, I feel like I see this as a night adventure. Yes. I see like a happy couple that can't keep their hands off each other and decided to do something very sneaky. Yes. And like, who cares? Who cares if we get caught? Right? Yeah. That to me is fun. All right. Yeah. That to me, they're having, and don't think about it. When you're with your soulmate or a twin flame or someone that you just have this crazy connection with, they provide and they create that sense of safety to do stuff like that. Because at that point, you're like, I don't care if I get caught. This connection's too awesome to, you know, just, you want to chase the thrills, right? You do. Hey. So I really, the comparable is interesting, but you know, these are all fun examples of tarot and different versions of tarot cards and that you can incorporate in your readings, whether it's for yourself or for a client of yours. Okay. But I want you guys to know that a lot of people go into reading tarot cards feeling like they need to know everything perfectly, or they need to know the deck and memorize everything before they can move forward and do a reading. It will organically flow for the client, okay? But as far as cards go and readings go, do you guys, because unfortunately I have to wrap up the live in about 5 minutes, and I will definitely repost this one just as long as I don't get flagged by TikTok. And I will do more of these if you guys like the educational lives. I know it's not my traditional answer questions, but I do like the teaching portion of it as well. Is there anything that you guys want to know as far as tarot or regardless? I know. You guys remember Maddie? Maddie's on my website. We'll do more educational then for sure. Maddie's been in the process of moving, so I'm going to go and help her get some of her stuff in storage. So we're trying to get the job done. But either way, if you guys want to take the last 5 minutes to ask intuitive questions, I'd love to open the floor to any question in general. How do you know what to take account in reversals? Okay. I'll be doing more videos. I'm actually going to be doing a class just on tarot alone on interpretation. Because it's really, I'll be honest with you, it's hard to do individual videos just because it's really nice to learn as you go in session with others in practice. I think that's the best way to really truly learn with the tarots as well. How do I count reversals? I'll be honest. Sometimes like I go off a gut intuition. Like if a card shows up upside down and I'm like, I don't know if that card should be like that. Maybe I didn't shuffle the deck well enough. But I will say this much with reversals. It depends. If you've been using your deck over and over and over again all night long, I would say trust your gut. If you feel like that card needs to go the other way because it's just not flowing completely, that's how I read reversals. And some people don't really, I know readers that don't do reversals in general. Yep, exactly. A lot of people don't like doing reversals. And a lot of times I don't really look at the reversal. I will go off of the energy of the actual reading because I'm like, this doesn't seem like it fits in. So, because I know if you're doing card reading after card reading after card reading, the cards get kind of messy and they need to be cleared out. But if you're doing a busy event, you don't always have the time. Can you just say to your guides, I am not going to read reversals, so direct me to another card? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Or try reading it the actual way it's supposed to be and see if it fits and feels better for the reading, right? I don't like it, but I use my intuition to try my best to interpret what is true. Yes, exactly. Because sometimes the reversals do fit in a little bit because reversals to me feel like a lot of lessons that need to be learned. So it depends on the card that comes after, and it depends on what your gut is saying in that moment. So I usually don't really read that many reversals, to be quite honest. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hey, lady. Hey. I'm so sorry. I'm about to log off. I love learning about this. It's so helpful. Yeah, I will definitely do more. We can just go through the deck and kind of see how you guys are feeling and bring your cards with the next time. So anytime you see, I'll put it in the live title, Talking Tarot. That's okay. Tasha, will I receive unemployment soon? I get by September, you will. I'm going to do a tarot class specifically for tarot because I'll be honest, because I don't read tarot as much really anymore. I haven't really offered it because a lot more people are looking to channel, but I realize a lot of people love tarot because they love the aesthetic. So I did start out as a tarot reader. So I will go back to I will go back and do it. It's fun to me. I actually miss collecting tarot. I kind of had to press pause for a while. Okay. So look out for that on my website. I'll do a post on it as well to let you guys know that it's up. I just feel people read tarot too literally. Yep, I agree. And I think that's why I was saying earlier, we intellectualize the cards too much, and we do. We do it too much. I love your classes. Oh, I will for sure. Yes, I noticed that you're on, Terry. And like I said, I messaged you, go ahead and post any information. And if you guys are in the Intuitive Minds group on Facebook, you can always use that to promote yourselves and get people to trade or receive or get readings from. It is all for all of that and then some. But I will be posting that class for the tarot for sure. But people they intellectualize the meanings and then it's so literal. And then they forget to connect to the client that they're reading for. And then they forget to connect to spirit as well. So it really is, if you can stay grounded while you read and not look at it as like it's like I need to do. That's why I don't like tarot spreads personally, because it's too, again, it's too cookie cutter. But Holly, will things get better with Clay and I? give it another 2 weeks. Will I get pregnant soon? Thanks. Oh, that's exciting for you. I'm actually seeing around October. It feels more around the fall because I get like, the energy feels different. Yeah, exactly. It feels very redundant sometimes. Not enough. Yes, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I went through the same transition. I went from doing tarot to just wanting to just do channeled messages, because then you know that is, but most likely you probably channel when you read tarot either way. And I'll do a few more questions and then I do have to log off, but I will repost this live tonight. Allison, will I be able to get me and my babies a house soon? When I'm actually getting more, I literally see the middle of September for you. The middle of September. Okay. But again, set up those notifications. I try to be as communicative, although this one was a last minute, live that I did. So I usually try to give you guys at least a day in advance. But I thank you guys very much for jumping on and enjoying this time as much as I did. I love teaching the tarot. I could go through card by card. So we will do this again. I will launch that class and I will definitely post about it as well. Okay. And for those that are interested in taking classes, we have the Psychic Circle on Wednesday, which I think might already be booked. But if anyone's interested in that, just let me know. The Learning How to Give Intuitive Readings, which I just touch base on tarot. It's more of your clear senses. That one will be coming soon, so look out for that. But either way, I'll see you guys on my next live, and I love you guys very much. Thank you. Bye.